Hello. Hi. Did I get it right, Kelsey? Good. How are you? Oh, I'm excellent. Yeah, yeah, I'm not bad at all. Oh my God, look at my hair. Yes. So, are you having a good day? Yeah, yeah. It's not that late. It's only 10ish. So, you know. What's the weather like in Canada at the minute? Is it quite wintry or? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Good. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not so good. Well, yes, yes. I prefer the snow to the rain, but I can't have everything. Um, so, sorry, I haven't. No, it's on my to-do list certainly. I think well, I've certainly got relatives there, so I could probably go over and camp with them. So, lovely, lovely country. Yeah. So, what do you want to get out of this assessment? What did they tell you? Right. Oh, right. Okay. Well, do ask me anything. I'll let ladies go first. Okay. Well, I really do like a subject called Introduction to Game Development. And it's just basically you let the students implement something in Game Maker. But I particularly enjoy lecture 4, which is how to design a good game. So it's really quite interactive, and I get to talk a lot about games, which I love. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. So is it mostly, it's obviously mostly a kind of practical assessment system when it's physical education? Is that right? Mhm. Right, okay. Um, so what kind of, I'll ask the next question. What kind of learning activities is in a typical course um, in the Canadian educational system? Mhm. Mhm. Right. Well, it's typically the same for, I would say, social science subjects, but for computing, we generally have the lecture, then we'll have a lab, so they'll have some kind of practical thing going on, and then we'll have a tutorial so that they can possibly, if there's an exam coming up, then they can start to practice the writing and things like that. So pretty much the same structure, I would say. Mm. Yes, yes, but I do have a lab assistant that helps me, and sometimes a tutorial assistant. Depends how many students there are. So yeah, it can be responsible for all three. Hmm. Oh, right, they're strong pieces on the chessboard then. Yeah. Sorry, my questions keep. Oh yeah. Okay, so you want to move to the next one? What kind of teaching approaches are in a typical classroom environment at various levels? So let's just stick to AG level, I suppose. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, at our level as an undergraduate and a postgraduate, I mean, it's lectures, so it's a bit of a stage on stage, just giving over what I would call the declarative knowledge. In the lab, it's more procedural, where it's a kind of cognitive apprenticeship based model. At least I use that, where I'm, trying to give them, some support, but gradually and surely moving that support away. And then at the tutorial level, it's really, either trying to facilitate discussion or get them to write something and just support when they're having difficulty, I would think. So, yeah, good. Yeah, very similar, yeah. So, how are subjects typically assessed then? Oh yeah, well, I suppose what I kind of meant was exams, yeah, yeah, exams and participation as well. Mhm, yeah. We do a kind of engagement thing, so we monitor their attendance, and it looks as if their attendance is starting to drop away, then we'll start to question them. Why are you not interested in the course, or are you upset, or something like that. But typically there's an exam or some class tests, but there are also, because it's highly programming based, it's usually practical courseworks, sometimes in groups, which is always the kiss of death. They always say working in groups. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, I do agree with that quite a bit. Um, I've said that, I mean, in Scotland, what we use is the Scottish Credit and Qualification Framework. I must confess, I haven't done my research here. I suppose you have a similar form of framework for all levels of education in Canada. Is that right to say that? Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Um, so let's look at the next one. Sorry, I've got my iPad here. We're just gonna look at the questions that I said. Okay. What particular assessment methodologies do you use? So formative and summative assessment. So obviously formative is all the way through, and summative is a big exam at the end. For example, so um, go for it. Mhm. Mhm. So just to clarify, is that the class that you teach? What was the class that you teach? Again, is that PE? Yeah. Oh right, okay. Oh right, okay. Ah, very nice. Um, so the next one was what assessment method. So I mean, normally say something like quizzes, oral examinations, that sort of thing. Yeah. Hmm. I think we've kind of covered that, haven't we? I didn't realize that the yeah. Sorry, I didn't appreciate that they're kind of overlapping there. Okay, this is a tough one, I would say. What would you say constitutes good practice? Um, which I suppose I would have difficulty answering, but it seems to be in the question handbook. Oh. Mhm. Yes, I mean, I quite agree with the constructive feedback in a timely manner as well. Um, and in terms of inclusivity, what I find in some of my courses is you get people coming from supposedly, well, different levels. You get direct entry students and then continuing students, and you find that the direct entry are probably a little bit behind the continuing. So in order to try and even it out for that, in terms of inclusivity, it's quite can be quite challenging. And the last one is how our course is evaluated. Now, I'll tell you how we evaluate them. I mean, we hand them a questionnaire out at the end and say, fill it out favourably or we'll fail you. No, um, you know, give them a nice questionnaire. What about yourself? Ah, yes, it's supposed to be, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Well, I think that's about all the questions I've got. When I originally looked you up on Facebook, I thought that you had a great big huge dog called Duke, and I got the wrong Kelsey. But you have two cats. Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. What are the names? What are the names? Oh yeah, cool. Oh, very nice, very nice. And are you home just now, or are you home? Yes, it's always good to go home and get everything for free, isn't it? Yeah, I was home visiting my mother at the weekend as well. Um, but anyway, thank you very much for agreeing to do this. Do you have any other questions for me? No, no, I'm good. I'm about to go and watch an episode of House of Cards. Um, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm in season. Yes, yes, I'm in episode 5. But anyway, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. And I'll write up the report and I'll send it along to you. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. And if you have any additional questions, then just email me. Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye. Bye.